Hello, everyone. Welcome to another insightful episode of the SmartFX webinar series, where we share with you simplified knowledge to help accelerate your journey from newbie trader to professional trader in the shortest possible time. My name is Nasir, and I will be your host for today's webinar. So please stay with me while I take you through this beautiful journey together. Today we're talking about a very interesting topic, one of the most vital topics, I would say, when it comes to trading. And that is developing your own trading plan. But before we comment, I want to implore you guys to please follow us across our social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and the likes. Where we share interesting content on a regular basis. You also get analysis and other previous webinars that have been conducted by myself and some other experts on our team. So please do follow us and check out our YouTube channel. I would try to keep this as simple as possible, and I'll try not to bore you out, but please just follow me and pay attention, because today's topic is a very, very important one, and I consider it one of the most vital topics to be covered in the entire webinar series. You can reach me on this number directly. A lot of you guys already correspond with me via WhatsApp, asking messages, wanting to know more details about how you can open your trading account and all of that. So please do reach out to me via WhatsApp or via calls. So down to business. Trading plan. What is a trading plan? I mean, this topic is one of the most integral elements, as I said, in the making of a successful trader. As the saying goes, all the great conquerors we know either never went to war without a plan, neither should a great trader do. So I mean, this just brings us to the fact that a trading plan it's not just a necessity, it is compulsory. And if you remember, if you were in attendance last week, we touched briefly on the 3 M's of good trading: method, money management, mind management. These are the 3 integral keys that form a proper trading plan. A lot of people misconstrue a trading plan to be a trading system, but this is not the case, because a trading system simply refers to your methodology. That's maybe your technical analysis system, your fundamental analysis system. However, a trading plan is more robust because it covers the methodology, it covers your risk management, which is the money management, also covers your mind management. So I would like to, at this point, make an analogy with sports, because I know a lot of people are sports people, considering the fact that the World Cup just ended. So, I mean, one of the things that sets the greats aside, whether a great coach or a great athlete, is their preparation before the job, right? So, no trading coach. I mean, just imagine Argentina's coach going into a game without a plan. It's impossible that Argentina would have put on such a wonderful performance as they did if there was no trading coach. I mean, if there was no proper plan designed by the coach and properly executed by the players. That's so important. It's not just about having a plan or having you know, what's it called now? It's not just about having a plan. You also have to execute correctly. So having the plan is just 50%. The other 50% is about how well you execute. And this is one of the key things that basically sets top traders aside from the rest. Now, usually I like to see top traders as people who function in the same realm as top sportsmen, top military personnel. You know, if you look at this category of people, you realize, I mean, if you look into their daily activities, you would realize how focused they are, how much preparation and effort goes into their craft. Same thing applies to the trading craft. And I usually say that trading is a craft that elevates your life in many ways, not just financially, because the process of becoming a proper trader forces you to become more disciplined and more focused as a person. That being said, let's talk about what is a trading plan. Basically, it's about becoming your own trader, your own type of trader. Again, I like to use analogies a lot so we can understand. If you want to get a suit, right? The best suit you could get, the one that fits best, is a bespoke suit. Or if you're going to get a traditional wear, you know, the best ones are the ones that are bespoke, made specifically, tailored specifically to yourself, to your needs. And this is what we mean when we say be your own trader. So yeah, I mean, it's fine for you to take a system, and a system that obviously works. You could learn a system that works, and then I highly recommend that you don't just take that and apply as is. You take it, you tailor it and fit it to your personality, and that would help you become a person who is more less emotional in the process, but more process oriented. So the whole point is, do not just take someone else's trading style blindly. Always try to take it and try to fit it to your personality. Somewhere down the line in this presentation, we'll talk about trader personalities, how your time schedule, how your emotional impulses should help you in determining what style of trading suits you. Are you better suited to be an intraday trader? Are you better suited to be a swing trader? All of these things need to be considered when you're creating a plan, a personalized trading plan. That being said, I would define a trading plan as basically a set of criteria which you would like to see align in the markets before you take any trades. Your plan has to be specific enough to tell you exactly when to get in, when to get out, and how much exactly to risk. Now, I'll take that again. A specific set of criteria you would like to see align in the market before you take any trade. It has to be specific enough to tell you when to get in, when to get out, and how much to risk. This is basically what your trading plan is about. You have to, because I mean, let's face it, whenever you open the charts, it's numbers flying around every second, every millisecond. There's always that tendency to want to jump in and want to just make money, right? But if you do not like have a process that basically filters out the noise and tells you when the right time to get in is, you probably will just want to follow every tick that happens in the market, and you don't want to be that guy. Now, with rock solid discipline, your trading could look like this. I mean, the idea here is for anybody who's a gym rat, right? You can see how well crafted the bodies of these guys are. And it takes discipline. You have to be consistent at the process. You have to show up every day and follow a plan. exactly the same thing applies in the market. So I cannot overemphasize how important it is to follow your plan consistently. Now, developing a plan and sticking to it are two main ingredients of trading discipline. But trading discipline is not enough. Even solid discipline is not enough. You have to be like rock solid discipline. That's how you win in this space. Now, I would like to talk briefly about characteristics of a trading plan. When formulating a trading plan, there are basically a few things you need to consider. One of them is it has to be very specific. It has to have definable criteria, and it has to be measurable. Now, without making this too complicated, I'll just give a brief example. This episode is not about giving you a trading plan. It's basically about telling you what a trading plan is, how to develop one, giving you an overview of the topic. As we progress in this webinar series, we would also, give live presentations of trading plans and how to execute them. So an example of a trading plan would be, I would only buy the Euro USD when the 5-day moving average crosses the 10-day moving average. And I would risk only 2% of my account balance with the potential to make nothing less than 4%. This is very simply put, that's a very simple trading plan because it is specific, it's definable, and it's measurable. So you know exactly what you're looking for, and you know exactly how much you're willing to risk to find out whether your trade idea is right or wrong. Next up, again, still speaking about discipline, right? We cannot overemphasize the fact that what really does make things happen is sorry, excuse me. Okay. What really does make things happen in this market is discipline. You have a trading plan, that's not enough. You have to correctly execute this trading plan. And to do this, you need discipline, consistent discipline. It's the only way you would ever become successful at trading. And as I previously mentioned, the good part, one of the key things about trading, I went through this process myself. It elevates you in ways you can't imagine. It doesn't just make you money. The financial rewards is just one of the many rewards you reap from becoming a proper trader. It also makes you a different person entirely. It makes you more focused as a person. It makes you more disciplined as a person. It makes you someone who does what he says he will do, basically, because these are all attributes of the market. These are all things that the market forces upon you, so discipline cannot be overemphasized. Now, here's an interesting quote that I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with. If you fail to plan, then you have already planned to fail, right? The irony of that statement, but it's absolutely the fact. A trading plan removes any bad decision making in the heat of the moment. Exactly. Your emotions can consume you when money is on the line, causing you to make irrational decisions. You don't want that to happen. So, one of the reasons why a trading plan is absolutely necessary is, I know some of you guys have not actually tried your hands out at trading, so maybe you cannot exactly relate to the emotion part. But trust me, when you start to trade and you realize how emotional it can get, and this is why, again, we emphasize the importance of riding the backs of giants here. A lot of us on the SmartFX team have gone through the process of trading ourselves, and we boast of many decades of experience combined in the team. So all of the ideas which we're presenting to you they're not just theoretical, right? They are things that we have lived, we can testify to. And that's why we highly recommend that you continue to follow this webinar series. You go on our YouTube page, check out some of the webinars from the rest of our professionals on the team. Now, a trading plan is basically formulated outside of the market environment. And what I mean is, when you're developing your trading plan or when you're fine-tuning, usually you're working on these things while you are not trading, right? So at that time, you have a clear head, you are unemotional about your decisions. I mean, even if for those who haven't actually traded, I'm sure you can all relate to how emotions can mess up your decision-making process. So you always want to make the best decisions when you are not emotional, So the best way to develop a trading plan is while you are not trading. And so executing your trading plan basically then helps you remove emotions from your decision-making progress when you do trade. And this is why all of the key thing for trading plan, it has to be definable, it has to be specific, and it has to be measurable. Now, we'll go to the difference between a trading plan and a trading system. A trading system describes how you will enter and exit trades. A trading system is part of your trading plan, but it is just one of the several parts. I mean, we said this earlier, brings us back to the 3 M's of trading: method, money management, mind management. A trading system is basically your method. The money management part is your risk management, while the mind management is basically execution. Now, all of these 3 M's are what form a proper trading plan. You cannot have one without the other. You can't, I mean, if you have the best system in the world, the best risk management rules in the world, they're useless if you do not execute correctly. So this is why all of these 3 rules work hand in hand. Now, a good trader will usually have 2 or more trading systems in his or her trading plan or repertoire. Some people might argue that it's best to have just one. Some would say it's best to have 2. Again, it depends on your personality. If you're the patient type who is comfortable waiting, one trading system is good for you. But for most people, I think that 2 trading systems would be good, because 70% of the time, the markets are in a range. 30% of the time, the market is trending. This is based on data and statistics. So, I mean, if you have a system that helps you trade when you identify the market to be in a range, and then another trading system that helps you to trade when the market is actually trending, that could really help you elevate your trading style. So why do Forex traders need a trading plan? Basically, based on everything we have said so far, I'm sure you can already visualize the importance of the trading plan. It's like a roadmap or a GPS that takes you, helps you navigate the terrain of the market, minimizes the effect of emotional impulses on your trading. You're able to, I mean, if you're going from one place to another, all you need to do is input your destination on your GPS, on your Google Maps or whatever, and then it directs you, right? That is exactly the same thing as a trading plan. And I mean, personally, I wonder how people used to drive in past few years when we didn't have GPS trackers, we didn't have no Google Maps and stuff like that, especially in a place like Dubai, where all of the roads are interconnected. It's all confusing, you know? So having a GPS is basically a lifesaver, so to speak. Now, having a trading plan is the equivalent of having a GPS. So if you're trying to get to the promised land called consistent profits, since you have no way of knowing whether you're headed in the right direction, you most likely end up blowing your account if you do not have a trading plan. Everything we're saying here today, guys, is all about emphasizing and re-emphasizing how important it is to have a trading plan. Other than that, it's supposed to be an encouragement to you guys, making you understand what you need to work on first. So most people come into the market without understanding what's really required. And the goal of this webinar series is to take you step by step to try to make you understand what you need. We started out with the technical analysis session, where we spoke generally about technical analysis. We last week had the risk management session. Now we're talking about trading plan. If you haven't seen those videos, you can find them on our YouTube channel. So basically, right now, the goal is to give you a brief framework of all of these things. And as you follow on with us, we would go deeper and dive into the nitty-gritty of each of these things. So whenever you trade, without a trading plan, whenever you trade, you'll probably end up nervous, emotional wreck, crying yourself to sleep as your roller coaster account balance grinds your psyche. I mean, this might sound overly graphic or extreme, but the point we're trying to make here is you want to do yourself a favor and trade correctly. For anybody who has had any experience with trading, I'm sure you will be able to testify to the fact that this can get very emotionally draining if you do not handle it the right way. And our goal is basically to help you handle it the right way. One of the first things you need to do would be to have this, which we're talking about, a trading plan. Now, some people would be like, okay, so how do I get a trading plan and all of that? You can reach out to me via WhatsApp. I could provide you a trading plan, a ready-made trading plan that actually works. Now, you take that trading plan and then go tailor it to your personal style. Some people have day jobs, some people have businesses they run during the day, so they are not able to sit in front of their system for the entire day like some others. So you would basically, these are some of the inputs and factors you need to consider when you take a trading plan. You still have to do some work on it to fit it to your personality, basically. Again, the quote comes up: if you fail to plan, then you've already planned to fail. Survival is better than failure, and it should be your first goal as a newbie trader. Exactly. Capital preservation is what we call it. Remember that 90% of traders don't make it. You want to be part of the 10%. Now, trust me when I say trading is one of the few crafts in the world that can really elevate your financial status. I mean, a lot of us may have heard stories, may have read books, articles about people who have made so much money in the financial markets. Some of us are familiar with the name George Soros. This is a guy who made $1 billion in a single day. No jokes. Google it, George Soros. And he made this from the Forex market basically in one single trade. So the possibilities in the markets are endless. However, it has to be approached with the right mindset and has to be done the right way. Now, speaking of trading discipline, why is trading discipline key to consistent profitability? Now, it's one thing to have a plan. It's another thing to execute correctly. Discipline is basically the bridge that connects the plan to the execution. Without discipline, then you're not able to actually execute correctly. And remember that we mentioned a plan consists of having a methodology, how the set of criteria you want to see in the markets before you execute. You also want to define your risk very specifically and your reward. And then the last is the mind management, which is all about execution. So trading discipline is what helps you execute correctly, basically. Making an occasional winning trade, even when you throw your trade plan out the window, may provide you short-term pleasure, but entering trades haphazardly can adversely influence your ability to maintain discipline in the long run. Trading is a marathon, not a sprint. Yes, I mean, personally, I would share with you an experience where I remember taking a trade on crude oil, and I defied my trading plan and I made good money. And for some reason, I did not feel comfortable about the money I just made. And I sat down to introspect and I realized I felt some form of guilt for not following my trading plan. Now, this is not normal, I must say. I mean, money is money, right? You made money, you should be happy. Yes, I agree, I understand. However, this comes from my years and years, decade-long experience and working on myself to be the best version of myself as possible. And to be that guy, you have to be basically process-oriented. You're not thinking the money is an outcome of doing good work. When you follow your plan consistently, trust me, the money will take care of itself. What you need to really focus on is how to be that guy or that girl who follows his or her plan all of the time. So when, I mean, going back to my example, I felt some sort of guilt to have made money, even though I defied my trading plan. And that was just based on an internal mechanism that I had that made me realize that if I had making money from a situation that I should not have made money from could basically lead me to losing money in the future if I wasn't careful about it. So the fact that I was self-aware enough to realize this was a good thing. So I introspected, I meditated about it, and I made sure to not defy my plan as often as possible. Now, when you defy your plan and make money, for me, it's almost like finding money on the floor, right? It's like you're picking money that you didn't work for, basically. So again, it's all about the process. We've all, most of us must have heard the story about the tortoise and the hare. And I mean, looking at this diagram, you can see. However, there's a plot twist here. In real life or in trading, you want to be the tortoise. You want to be the guy who takes it slow and steady, one step at a time. You don't want to be the guy who takes extreme risk and then eventually blows his account. So when you stop following your trading plan, you become rewarded for lacking discipline. And you may start believing that abandoning a trading plan is no big deal. As an unjustified reward may increase your tendency to abandon your trading plan in the future. You may be prone to think, I was rewarded once, maybe I will be rewarded again, I'll take a chance. Exactly. This goes back to the example I just gave about my experience with trading crude oil. But the positive outcomes of undisciplined trading are usually short-lived, and the lack of discipline ultimately produces long-term trading losses. Absolutely. It is important to distinguish justified wins from unjustified wins. Maintaining discipline is vital to consistent and profitable trading. Follow your own trading plan and cement in the mindset that if you follow your plan, you will end up with more profitable trades in the long run. Again, it's all about the process. It's all about the process. If you're process-oriented, believe me, the money will take care of itself. Making money really isn't the most difficult part of trading. The real difficulty comes in keeping the money you make, not getting reckless after a win or not getting reckless after a loss. So next up, we'll talk about how to find a trading style that suits your personality. The first step to building a trading plan is to realistically take a holistic view of yourself. The foundation of your trading plan starts with your self-reflection and assessment, because you will be the only one using it. Again, this goes back to the idea that when you go to a tailor or when you want to get a proper suit, right? The best suits are the bespoke suits tailored specifically to your body type, to your personal style, right? Same thing applies in the markets. When you get a trading plan, I mean, yeah, there's so many good ones you could just plug and play, but you have to make sure that you are using something that suits you personally. And to be able to find what suits you personally takes a lot of self-reflection. Just like the guy in this picture, you want to take a good, long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and answer certain questions, which we will come to. Now, before you think about clicking the buy or sell button on your trading platform, there are some questions you should ask yourself so that you can better form your trading plan. While you're at it, you should write down these answers. Writing down your answers will help remind you of what you're going to do and help make sure you stick with your plan. So here are the questions. Why do you want to become? Number one question. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, why do you want to become a Forex trader? Is it to become filthy rich, or is it for the thrill of trading? There's another very interesting quote by Warren Buffett, I think, that goes, trading should be like watching a plant grow or watching the paint on an ad go dry. If you want excitement, go to Las Vegas. We all know what Las Vegas is about. It's all about casinos and gambling and all of that. So if you're in the game, if you're coming to trading for the thrill, for the excitement, I hate to break it to you, but you're in the wrong place. You basically should come in with the mindset of taking it one day at a time, one step at a time. You can, by all means, become filthy rich, but you have to take it, you have to do it the proper way. Now, another question you have to ask yourself, is it because you want to do something challenging and exciting? again, yeah, I mean, trading will push your limits. It will excite you, but it gets to a certain point where it becomes boring, really. Good trading is really boring. I mean, you take your trades, you sit back, you relax, and let the market do what it has to do. If you are constantly trying to check up on your trades, chasing the market, that's exciting, but that hurts. That would probably hurt your account balance. You want to be the person who takes a trade, just sits back, relax, set your stop loss, and set your take profit, and one of the two would happen. So the market is not a place where you come to seek excitement, basically. Next question is it because your friend likes to trade currencies and you want to impress him or her? Again, I mean, some people find it cool to just have the name and say, I'm a trader or I'm an investor, you know. Is this why you're coming to the market, or are you here to make money? Again, make money and then you can impress him or her. And to make money, you have to follow the right process. Don't just come into the market just because you want to be able to call yourself a trader. Next question. Okay, so those are the three main questions you need to ask yourself. And it is important to know what your true motivation is, or whether you should even be trading at all. Again, I am of the opinion that anybody can become a successful trader. However, you have to be willing to make the sacrifices and do the right thing. Forex traders who aren't serious or committed to the craft will quickly be eliminated by the market. Exactly. How to be a winner. For example, seeking thrills and seeking consistent profits don't go together. As we previously stated, if thrills are what you seek, jump out of a plane or try driving a Formula One racing car. Exactly. Now, I want to reemphasize, good trading is boring. I mean, when you're in the process of learning about the market, it gets excited. I mean, you're expanding your mind, you're learning new things. But once it gets to, you get to a certain threshold, it really does become boring, because you basically have to rinse, repeat, do the same thing over and over. Now, the good part is when you make money, you can basically sponsor all of the other thrills you have. Go jump out of the plane if that's your thing, you know, go bungee jumping, go driving a Formula One racing car. You can do all the adrenaline pumping stuff with the money you make from trading. But please and please do not come into trading seeking excitement. It never ends well. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve as long as it rhymes. That's an interesting one for you to go think about. You might choose a goal of making 4 million blah 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 dollars a month, or achieving 529% returns every week. I mean, this is a goal, right? I mean, good for us. It's just New Year, so a lot of people have made resolutions. My question to you is, are these goals and resolutions, are they realistic, or are they based on unrealistic expectations? Now, you want to make your goals definable, specific, definable, and measurable. And you have to make them realistic. Break them down into achievable steps, just like you have in a trading plan, and then you can execute correctly, because at the end of the day, execution is the most important thing. Setting trading goals that will help you develop as a trader, it can't be vague, like I want to be rich. Exactly, it has to be specific. Another thing I would like to mention here is tailoring your trading plan to suit your daily schedule, your daily business, or your daily routine. Some people have 9-to-5 jobs. You might not be able to sit on your computer the whole day, and that's perfectly fine. I'm of the opinion that having a day job actually helps take your mind away from the markets, which could actually benefit you if you're the kind of person who trades on the higher time frames. Now, if you're the type of person who's an entrepreneur, you run your own business, you have time on your hands, you might decide to become an intraday trader. That works as well. But I would like to say at this juncture that I personally think that intraday trading is way more difficult than long-term trading or swing trading. So mostly I encourage people to be long-term traders intraday rather than intraday traders. So as a long-term trader, you're basically looking at the 4-hour charts, the daily charts, the weekly charts, or the monthly charts. But intraday traders basically look at the 1-hour charts, the 30-minute chart, the 15-minute charts, 5-minute charts, and take trades off these time frames. Personally, I feel like the higher up you go, the less noise that you're avoiding, and generally the better your decision-making progress. So this is something you need to consider when you're when you're creating your plan. Now, again, be specific with your goals. For instance, I want to make 1% every week. I want to be winning 50% of the time by the end of this year. I want to double my account in 6 months. I don't want to make any trading errors today. I mean, these are all examples of very specific, achievable goals and targets which you might set for yourself. So I encourage everyone to introspect about what your goal is and define them very specifically. By making your goals specific and measurable, not only will you know what you really want, but you'll be able to monitor your progress and see whether you are improving or not. If they are not specific, you're just wasting your time. What is your risk capital? How much money can you afford to lose? We spoke about this last week as well when we talked about risk management. And we gave the example of some guy who has maybe $10,000 as his savings. You have to be able to define to yourself how much of $10,000 am I willing to risk in the markets. So for some people, they are willing to risk $5,000 of their savings to fund their trading accounts. For some, they're willing to risk 7,000. It all depends on the individual. So you need to introspect and ask yourself how much you would be willing to risk that will not affect your day-to-day living. Because one of the things that set people up for emotional trading is when they trade with money they can't afford to lose. So you want to be a person who trades with money that you can afford to lose. Of course, you're not expecting to lose it. You're not trying to lose it, but it's just trading with money you can afford to lose, sets you up mentally and emotionally to trade the proper way, basically. How are your personal finances? You need to determine if you can even afford to trade. Forex trading should not only be done with risk, should only be done with risk capital. Risk capital is money that if lost completely, you will not overly harmfully impact your financial position. So again, risk money you can afford to lose. That sets you up emotionally to be able to follow the process and trade correctly. Just imagine trading with your rent, and your rent is due in a week's time. There is no way on earth that you would be logical enough to make the right decisions. You will definitely be driven by emotions, definitely be driven by your fear of losing money. You'll definitely be driven by the greed of wanting to make money before you withdraw your rent. And I say this because I have been through this process myself. So I implore you guys to take these lessons and apply it in your journey. It would save you a lot of heartache, trust me. Now, if you're playing with money that you need to pay bills, it will have a huge negative impact on your ability to make objective trading decisions. Exactly. Imagine how stressed you'll be while you trade, is knowing you might not have food on your table if you get stopped out. Exactly. So, I mean, it will just create a scenario or a situation of high stress for you. And remember that, why are we trading in the first place? To make money, so that we can have a good life, so that we can be happy. You don't want the reverse to happen. So you don't want to be trading with money that could potentially make you overly stressed. At the end of the day, the money might not be worth it. How much time can you dedicate to Forex trading? You need to seriously consider how much trading will affect your current lifestyle. You know, we already talked about this, having a plan that suits your daily schedule, and plus or minus, with or without. I am of the opinion that most people would be more successful if they just stuck to swing trading. It's slower, you would require more patience, but it's better. And I mean, another thing to consider when you're developing a trading plan is you need to think about yourself and your susceptibilities as a person. Are you a person who is more patient and, you know, more, who likes to take things one step at a time? Then definitely swing trading would suit you, long-term trading. Or if you're a person who prefers to basically, you prefer the short-term pleasures and you know, the short-term rewards, then intraday trading would suit you. I mean, yeah, of course, all of us would prefer to make $5,000 in a single day rather than have to wait a week to make the same $5,000. Yes. However, as I previously mentioned, when you trade short term, you expose yourself to a lot of intraday news events, unnecessary volatility in the markets, and such and such. So personally, I think like it's best to just stick to the long-term trading. Your time availability should determine your trading style. The difference between making money and losing money can be as simple as trading with a trading plan or trading without one. A trading plan is an organized approach for executing your system, developed based on your market analysis and outlook, while factoring in risk management and personal psychology. No matter how good your trading plan is, it won't work if you don't follow it. Forex traders who follow a disciplined approach are the ones who survive year after year after year. They can even have more losing trades than winning ones and still be profitable because they follow a disciplined approach. We talked about this last week, where if you structure your trading plan to have a risk to reward profile of, let's say, for every dollar you risk, you make $3, right? I mean, if that's the trading plan you follow, then you only need about 30 to 40% win ratio to be successful. That's the interesting thing. You don't even need to be perfect. If you follow a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, then if you have just 40% win rate, you're more than good. One last thing before I end this session, always remember that your trading plan is a work in progress. The market environment is not static. It's dynamic and constantly changing, and things change. As things change, your trading plan must change as well. And when I say change, I don't mean drastic changes, but I mean you have to be willing to tweak it, optimize the process, basically. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, as Mike Tyson said. So your plan, yes, it has to be specific, but you should also be fluid enough to tweak it here and there from time to time. Thank you very much for staying with me through this session. And right now, we'll just take any questions you might have. We'll give 1 minute to see if we have any questions. In the question session, we can please you can sign up directly from the link attached, and our office address is also here for whoever would like to come visit us at the office. Let's see. Looks like we have professors in the house. Nobody has any questions. That's interesting. But that's good to know. Again, thank you guys for coming along. I believe most of you have my personal contact. If you need anything, if you need any questions answered, any market related inquiries, do reach out to me personally and I'll be more than happy to help you. That being said, I'll bring the session to a close and I will speak to you next week. Thank you, cheers, and have a wonderful 2023 ahead. Take care, guys. Bye for now.